Yama, and good morning. I'd like to thank you all for attending today's 2020 Caring for Country Schools Reconciliation Challenge. It's our exhibition launch here at the Powerhouse Museum. My name is Lyndon Coombs. I'm a Uwallaroi man from Northwest New South Wales and also the co-chair of Reconciliation New South Wales. This morning, we're here in the Education Lab at the Powerhouse Museum, and you are all over the state of New South Wales as we begin today's proceedings. I would like to invite Yvonne Weldon, Chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, to welcome us to country and to acknowledge all the countries that you are living and learning on today. Yvonne.
Hello, girls and boys, sisters and brothers. As was said, my name is Yvonne Weldon. I'm a Wiradjuri woman from Cowra here in New South Wales. I'm from the waters of the Clare, also known as the Lachlan, and of the Murrumbidgee Rivers. I'm the elected chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, who are the cultural authority under the Aboriginal Land Rights Act for the land that I am on. I would like to pay my respects to all elders past and present, to all First Nations, to you and the many nations' lands that you are on today. I am on the lands of the Eora Nation. The boundaries of the Eora are the Hawkes River in the north, the Nepean in the west, and the Georges River in the south. My people have practiced our traditions for thousands of years and endless generations. One tradition is shared in various forms across Australia is a welcome to country. It is more than just words, it is a spiritual process for honouring the ancestors' footsteps we are all walking in, continuing the practice of the many generations before us, to the many generations to come. My people, the First Nations people of this country, are the oldest living culture of the world. We have been here for more than 60,000 years. And on behalf of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, the elders and the members, I welcome everyone to the land of the Gadigal. I acknowledge the Gadigal people, and I also acknowledge the people of the many lands that you're on today, whose spirits and ancestors will always remain with these lands, our Mother Earth. The First Nations of this land are the most diverse, resilient, unique and sustainable people on the planet. For my people to survive for as long as we have, it's been through a continual practice of respect, collaboration, understanding and a willingness to come together. It is the deferred NAIDOC week and the theme always was, always will be. So whether you think about the land, the devastation of the impacts of past and current times, the history, our culture, or the resilience of my people, we need to keep making a difference through reconciliation. So congratulations on your deadly artwork. Your contribution to making friendships and your understanding through connection is important now and into the future, all our futures. So let us all draw upon my people's spirits as we continue on our journey. May my people's spirits walk with you and guide you as we strive forward for us all. Again, on behalf of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, welcome to Gadigal land. This always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yvonne, for that welcome. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of all the countries that we are on today and to honour them for their custodianship of this country and this place for tens of thousands of years. So today we are here to celebrate and recognise all the students and teachers who have participated in the 2020 Caring for Country Schools Reconciliation Challenge. First up, we would like to present a video message from the Minister for Aboriginal Affairs and the Arts, the Honourable Don Harwin.
Hi everyone, thank you for inviting me to be part of today's event. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land I'm on, and also acknowledge the custodians of the various lands you join us from today. I pay my respect to elders past and present, and also those that are emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders tuning in. In August, I helped to officially launch the 2020 Schools Reconciliation Challenge as part of National Aboriginal and Islanders Children's Day. And you've been certainly very busy since then. I'd like to thank and congratulate all of the schools, teachers, and students who participated this year. It's fantastic that a total of 604 children put pen, pencil, or paintbrush to paper in this annual writing and art program for young people across New South Wales and the ACT. Every year, inspired by a theme, the challenge asks children to reflect on what reconciliation means to them. This year's theme was Caring for Country. And as ever, it's been a joy to see the creativity of our younger generation, not to mention the opportunity to view the world from their perspective. Across children and groups, a total of 604 entries were submitted, including 554 artworks with written statements on reconciliation and 50 creative poems or short stories. As well as these responses, a further 1,300 students and educators also participated in online arts workshops in partnership with the Powerhouse Museum. I'd also like to thank all of the Aboriginal educators who've helped Reconciliation New South Wales to bring caring for country knowledge to life across local schools on Gadigal and Wongal country, with support from the City of Sydney Council and the Inner West Council. So here we are today at the culmination of this year's challenge, and in a tough year for everyone, it gives me great pleasure to announce the opening of both an online exhibition and a gallery exhibition of the finalist entries. I encourage as many people as possible to come down to the Powerhouse Museum, where in a COVID-safe environment, you'll find the finalist entries from 158 students across 31 schools in a special exhibition in the Powerhouse Education Lab. The exhibition includes 38 artworks and 13 pieces of writing. I know there are also plans to tour the exhibition in regional New South Wales next year, so look out for updates to see it near you if you can. I hope that you enjoy seeing the entries as much as I have. Thank you.
That's great. We'd like to thank Minister Harwin for launching and celebrating the Schools Reconciliation Challenge with us. And as you heard from the Minister, we had a huge body of entries to select from this year. I imagine it would have been difficult to make a selection from so many of the amazing and powerful pieces of art and writing. Remembering always that the challenge is not just about making beautiful art, it is equally important to listen to the meaning and message that accompanies each artwork. Today, on the screen, we are highlighting the artworks, but you can read all the statements online on the Schools Reconciliation Challenge website. I know the judges were very impressed and praised the works highly. In fact, many of the judges mentioned that this year's entries gave them hope for the future, knowing that our country and our future is held in these capable, thoughtful, and nurturing hands. I would now like to introduce you to Jeremy Ambram, who is a member of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander collection team here at the Powerhouse Museum, to say a few words. Jeremy.
Which way? Good morning. My name is Jeremy Ambram. I'm a Yidinji man from the rainforest of far north Queensland. But without Aboriginal people in Australia in a suitable and equitable position in Australian society, there is no future for Australian people either. The two things have to go together: the advancement of Aboriginal people with the advancement of the Australian nation. It's Dr. Charles Perkins. Any moment a young person gets involved with practicing culture, learning about First Nation history, telling stories and creating art is a proud moment. You should be very proud of yourselves. And if no one has told you yet, I'm proud of you. Caring for country. Caring for country is this theme, but I hope caring for country transforms into a quality that stays with you forever. From looking at these wonderful and deadly presentations, it's very clear that you care for country. In this journey of reconciliation, caring for country is a responsibility for all people in Australia. It is a choice that we can make every day, like preserving and reviving Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander languages. For example, how I care for country, I work here at the Powerhouse Museum as an Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander collections team. We make sure that all the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander objects have proper names. Language is an important part of the identity and the culture. If we learn the language of the objects and where they come from, we can learn how to look after them, and hopefully they can look after us. Well done to all those involved. Continue creating art and telling stories. You're making history. It's very important. You're very important. So thank you for all your hard work and efforts. Thank you to the teachers for creating an encouraging space and that engages with reconciliation. I hope this caring for country and the nature of reconciliation turns into sharing on country. So on behalf of the Museum of Applied Arts and Sciences, congratulations, happy NAIDOC, always was, always will be. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy, for that. The Schools Reconciliation Challenge continues to grow, and each year we see more and more schools join in. We also have a number of schools and teachers who have been stalwarts for reconciliation in education, and we wish to acknowledge some of these schools today. We know it is the teachers whose dedication keeps students consistently engaged in exploring First Nations perspectives in the classroom and implementing reconciliation initiatives at the local community level. So we would like to thank Nepean Kappa High School, Katoomba North Public School, Maruya High School, Oxley Park Public School, Chilora Public School, and Winmalee High School. These schools consistently enter and create fine works of art that resonate with understanding and connections to what matters to First Nations people. And of course, we would like to welcome all of our new schools who also participated. We are very much encouraged by your participation. Obviously, there would be no Schools Reconciliation Challenge without schools, teachers, and students. However, it would also not be possible without the generous support of our partners. The Museum of Applied Arts and Sciences, who with their education team have provided online workshops to encourage and inspire our young artists, and this fabulous exhibition and launch. International Towers in Barangaroo, where you will be able to visit and see these works exhibited again in 2021, and who produced our fabulous launch earlier this year on Observatory Hill. The National Trust, who takes our exhibition around New South Wales to historic homes in Maitland, Yass, Lura and Cooma, so that our regional communities can see the magnificent artworks and writings. Wingaroo, Aboriginal Education for All Australians, who provide online education subscription for every public school finalist. And Reconciliation Australia's Narraganawali program, which provides fantastic resources and curriculum to guide and support schools and early learning services in Australia to foster a high level of knowledge and pride in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander histories, cultures, and contributions. And of course, the generous support of Aboriginal Affairs New South Wales. Reconciliation New South Wales and the school's reconciliation team, thank you all. I would now like to share a message from the Honourable Sarah Mitchell, Minister for Education, who has been a great supporter of the challenge and has been a proud participant in many launches of the challenge.
Hi everybody, Sarah Mitchell here. I'm the Minister for Education and Early Childhood Learning. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this year's School Reconciliation Challenge exhibition. I'd like to acknowledge that I'm on Gadigal land of the Eora Nation and pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal people who are joining us for this virtual launch. I'm so thrilled to be a part of this for yet another year. I think this is one of my favourite events on the annual calendar. I've been so fortunate over the last couple of years to come down to the Powerhouse and see this exhibition in person, and I'm always blown away by the quality of the artwork and also the quality of the writing submissions, and in 2020 that's no different. A big congratulations to everyone who has been chosen as a finalist. I don't envy the judges for the work that they must have had in front of them to decide who would be a finalist. As I said, the quality is just exceptional again this year, not just in terms of the artwork and the submissions, but also making it really clear how much students understand and appreciate the importance of reconciliation in Australia. So congratulations to Reconciliation New South Wales, everyone at the Powerhouse involved in this wonderful event. Thank you again to all of the schools who have encouraged their students to be part of it, and congratulations to all of the student finalists for 2020.
That's great. Thank you, the Honourable Sarah Mitchell for Education and Early Learning, again for your time and support of the challenge and of Reconciliation New South Wales. So, congratulations to all of the students, all of us at Reconciliation New South Wales. Your schools, families and friends are so proud of you, and we are all inspired by your creativity and your connection to the Caring for Country theme. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll say goodbye by sharing messages from some of this year's finalists. Yalu. We look forward to all of you participating again in 2021. Thank you.
Hi, we're Year 9 from Maria High School and we're part of the UN Nation.
We're from Farnborough Public School.
And we are on Darrell Land.
Hi, we're from Chatswood High School and this is what we think reconciliation is about.
Has creating these works helped you understand reconciliation?
Care for country is what it represents.
I think reconciliation is living side by side in harmony and caring for our land.
Sharing culture and making everyone else stronger.
Reconciliation means to me working with all races while making peace.
Finding a balance where everyone is equal and treated fairly.
When a friendship is rebuilt from a difficult experience of which both sides of the relationship have faced.
Reconciliation is about the unity and respect between Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders and non-Indigenous Australians. It is about recognising and fixing the past to create a better future.
Where the world comes together. Right now it's not, but I hope one day it ends up coming together like this.
To me, reconciliation is a reunion for non-Indigenous and Indigenous people. Bringing people together, having hope and peace and equality for all.
When two rivers are struggling and they combine and form a bigger stream.
It's working together to acknowledge the wrongs of the past.
Reconciliation is about forgiving everyone to show that we recognise mistakes from our past.
It's also about accepting everyone's ideas and beliefs to preserve all cultures.
Reconciliation means to me it's like peace between the I and the. No one out, everyone in, because together we shall win.
There's no them, it's only us.
Reconciliation is about giving credit to the people of the land.
Reconciliation means to me that we are all different, but we are all the same in a good way.
It doesn't really matter what you look like or sound like. It only matters of who you are.
Reconciliation to us is appreciating the diversity of nature and encourages us to look forward with respect to these lands whilst honouring the past.
Show respect to our people and to our culture.
To me, reconciliation is learning about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander culture and acknowledging the hardships that they went through. It is making up for wrongs and moving on, still acknowledging what happened.
Reconciliation to me means that
Every new day is a chance to make up for our mistakes.
Getting together both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal people to help look after our country so it can look after us.
Reconciliation traditionally means when two things reconnect. Here in Australia, we've never really been connected. My hope is that one day we can all be together.
I think reconciliation is about creating and strengthening relationships that can lead to rebuilding and restoring trust.
Reconciliation to me means to be kind, helpful, and belong.
As everyone working together, acknowledging the wrongs of the past and moving forward to care for our country, Australia.
Reconciliation is all about